Hey there, this is the lesson video for lesson 1 in our HTML unit, and we are going to put together our first page. It's the only thing we have to accomplish today, but it's probably one of the trickier lessons because you have to manage files, and that's not something we're used to doing. So here we are in the Finder. How do we know we're in the Finder? Look in the upper left-hand corner. If you check the Apple menu, it'll always, right next to the Apple menu, tell you what application you're in. Finder is the operating system, and that's where you want to be right now. We're going to go up to this window called File, and we're going to go to a new Finder window. And when you open that up, it's going to have a little side thing here that shows you what's available to you. I want you to go over to the Documents folder. And I've got a lot in my Documents folder here. That's pretty normal for me. You may only have a few things, you may have a lot. But in any event, once you're in the Finder with the Documents folder open, you're going to go to File, and you're going to pick New Folder. And it's going to give you a brand new folder down here, which you are going to name with your name or the group name and website. So Mr. Tush's website. And I'm going to make that folder, which you notice it goes in alphabetical order. So we go up to the M's, and there it is, Mr. Tush's website. First thing you did is make a folder. You're not opening any other applications, you're just making a folder. And we can put that away. We're going to use that in just a minute. Now we're going to open two software applications side by side. Remember, with this video, if I'm going too fast, just hit stop, perform the task, and come back to it. If you missed it, rewind it, play it again. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to open up two applications. One of them is Google Chrome. Down at the dock, open up Google Chrome. It opens up a blank page. So here we are, Google Chrome is opening up. And the other thing we're going to do with Google Chrome is I'm going to move it over to here. I'm going to have it take up half the page. So Google Chrome is going to go here. And then the next software application we're going to open is something called Sublime Text. Sublime Text is right here. I crack open Sublime Text. And interesting, why is it not showing me file? Is it behind here? No, I wonder where it sent it. So let me go find out where Sublime Text is. So I'll go back to Sublime Text. Oh, there it is. And we're going to put Sublime Text next to it. So I have Sublime Text on the right, and I have Google Chrome on the left. That is normal. We've done everything right. Now, how do I know where I am? If I click on this, you see it changes to Sublime Text. It tells me I'm in Sublime Text. If I go over here, it tells me I'm in Chrome. If I click out here on the desktop, it puts me in Finder. So you watch how I'm switching around between the three. Well, I want to go over to Sublime Text, and we're going to save this text with a special name. So in Sublime Text, go over to File and Save. It's going to open it up. And it may open it up to Documents. It may not open it up to there, but if you were in Documents, you find your folder called Website, or Mr. Tush's website in my case. In your case, it might be, your name website. Where is that in Mr. Tush's MR? There it is, Mr. Tush's website. See it? I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to change the name. Watch the name, index.html, index.html. That's the special file it needs to have, index.html. Let's go over and take a look at that, send it in there, and look what we have, index.html. So it's not looking quite the way we expected, right? But we're going to open up a new Finder window and see if it's in there. So we're going to open up a new Finder window. We're going to go over to Documents. We're going to look for Mr. Tush's website. And it says index.html. And look here, if you look really close, it's got the Google Chrome logo on it. That's normal. And so once that's set up, you're ready to start programming. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to Sublime Text. And actually, we're going to over to Chrome. Forgive me. We're going over to Chrome. And Chrome's going to open that file. So we're going to go to Chrome, then to File, Open File. And we're going to go to Mr. Tush's website, which is right here. And we're going to open index.html. And if you notice, there's nothing there. We have index.html and a blank page. Well, what the heck is that about? Well, of course, we have a blank page here because there's nothing here. So let's start programming in Sublime Text. Click in Sublime Text right there in 1. We're going to put in our first tag. With that, we're going to put in the left bracket, and then we're going to call it exclamation point, doc, we'll open capital letters, doc type HTML, and then we're going to go to close. And that's the first thing we're going to do. And if you don't like this look, by the way, I can go to Sublime Text and I can change my preferences. I'm going to change my color scheme, and it gives me a chance to change to a different color scheme. I like that color scheme. It's a little too sparse for me. So I'll go in and I'll change my color scheme to preferences, color scheme. I like that one. It's a little easier to read. Doctype.html. Now I'm going to hit return. These numbers here are just putting spaces in it, but in HTML code it reads everything in order, but the numbers are just ways to reference things. So if I put one space between it or two spaces between it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell the page that it is in fact an HTML page. So I'm going to hit open bracket, HTML, and close it. And then to close the bracket, because in HTML, one of the rules you have to follow is, with very few exceptions, if you open a tag, you have to close a tag. So I opened an HTML tag. I'm going to close the tag by going curly or open bracket slash, and it actually automatically fills it in for me. And this HTML tag right here just says the page starts here and the page ends here. That's all it tells me. This is where it starts, this is where it ends. Now, if you remember, we've talked about it in class before, but pages have, just like a stick figure, it has a head and it has a body. And just like your head and your body, I can see what your body is doing. I can see if you're standing or sitting. The body is the part we can see. I can't see what your head is doing. I can't see what you're thinking. So the head is the part where that's information about the page, but it's not the page itself. So I'm going to put in a tag that's called head, and then I'm going to put in a slash head. I'm going to put that up here at the top. I'm going to give it a little space. Then underneath it, I'll go right in here. I'll start a tag in here. I'm going to make it indent just a little bit. And I'll put in body. And then I'm going to close it. And that's going to be my body tag. So right in here, everything that lives between the body tags is going to go on the page. Everything that lives within the head tags is going to be seen, not necessarily seen. Now, you see this thing up here that says index.html? It gets that from the file name. As a matter of fact, everything here it gets by paying attention to everything that goes up in here, it gets from the name of the file itself, unless we tell it to do something else. We're going to do that right now. I'm going to put in a tag called title. And I'm going to put in my first web page. And then I'm going to close my tag. And with a slash, it opens without a slash, it closes with a slash. I'm going to go over to File, I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to refresh this page. And look what happens, my first web page. So whatever you have here in this special tag called title that lives in the head goes up here. That's what it does. So I'm going to go on now to the body. And I'm going to put in a little welcome message. And the welcome message is going to say, I'm going to indent it, sorry. I'm going to put in a P tag for paragraph text, in other words, regular text. And I'm going to say, welcome to my website. And I am going to put in a slash tag. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to save it. And it will warn me that I got to purchase it. I'm going to not purchase it. It doesn't really matter. I'm still going to try to save it again. And then look what we get. It's in the body, welcome to my website, with the exclamation point. So that's what it's got there. Now, in HTML, we have more than one kind of tag. The P tag is the paragraph tag. But if I use additional tags such as H1, I can say welcome to my website, exclamation point, slash, and I can change this text to I'm so happy you came. I am so happy you came. I can go over here and I can save it and refresh this page, and look what happens. Welcome to my website gets this H1. What do you notice? H1, well, it makes it really big. It makes it bold. P, well, that makes it plain text. Here's the thing you need to know. The H1 tags come in H1, H2, H3, 4, 5, and H2, H3, 4, 5, and 6. You don't have an H7, there's no H0, there's no just plain H. So if I want to put my name in here, I can use an H3, and I can put in Mr. Tush, and slash it, and save, and refresh the page. And now I've got something that's bigger than the text, but smaller than the title. That's H3. H2 will be in between these two. H4, 5, and 6 will be a little smaller, getting all the way down to the P, which is the plain text. And roughly speaking, that's what you're working on. Now for this assignment, as you saw, the first thing we want you to go ahead into that assignment and take a look at it. So I'm going to open up my Google Classroom right now. And I'm going to show you the assignment that I want you to use. And we're going to take a look at that right in here. Hang on, we're going to open it up. And your first assignment for HTML Part 1 is going to be right here. Make it nice and big so you can see it. And make it a little bit wider. You've got this information. You're going to put your name in the page tab, just like it is here, your name in the page tab. And then you're going to use your name and some fake content information, write a paragraph about you. And for extra credit, well, actually just for extra points, which you need, I want at least 3 text items with 3 different formatting elements. So you see I've got a bunch of different formatting elements here. All of these tags do different things to the text. And I'm going to want you to play with those ideas to see if you can make some edits and some interesting changes to your text. For example, I wonder what this B tag does. Let's find that out. I'm going to go over here to my first web page, and I'm going to put a B tag around happy. I'm going to put a B, and then I'm going to put a slash B around here. Oops, that was silly. And then I'm going to go up here to save it. Now look what happens here when I refresh the page. It made happy boldface. So anytime I wrap a B and slash B around text, it makes it bold. What if I wanted so to be italicized? I could do that too. I could go over to that code right here, and I could put in a slash or a caret I, and then I could do caret slash I, and it fills it out for me. And I can go over here and I can save. Now I should get italicized so and bold-faced happy. And in fact, that's what I get. So turned into italics. I want you to build your first web page with at least 3 of these tags right in here. When you're done, you save the file. You know how to do that. Then you go back to your assignment and you upload the documents, Mr. Tush's website. You upload this file to the assignment. When that's done, you will have completed the first web page. When you finish that off, go on to the next lesson, 3.4, and start working on your next web page. Good luck. Stay with it. You have a good model of some code right in here. I think you can have a lot of fun building a fun web page that does all these things in the code and presents nicely in here. Be creative. I look forward to seeing what you produce. Thanks for watching.